Welcome on the Deadwood Jedi, and this is a Raid Shadow Legends video. I'm on my free-to-play, and look, I just posted an update yesterday talking about how I'm pretty much effing up, right? I'm not doing great. I'm at the bottom. Well, now we're here because I just pulled an amazing champion. Literally an hour or two after posting that video, I pulled Wither the Crowned, which is just a ridiculous pull to get because she's maybe, arguably, I would argue this, but, you know, there's other arguments. She's the best healer in this game. I mean, top tier heal bot in this game. And ironically, maybe not ironically, but uniquely, I think fits my team and the champions I have absolutely perfectly. Honestly, I feel like she's the perfect pairing with Taguar. Now, I want to talk about that for a minute. This is not going to be a long video. I'm just really excited about getting with here. What am I doing as a result of this? How is this changing my gameplay? We'll go into that just ever so slightly, but just real quick, this is the thing, okay? First off, her kit, right? It's all healing. It's all healing, right? She can place Leech on the A1. I don't know if I'm even going to build accuracy on her, but I could. That could be useful. If I bring her into someplace like Clan Boss, definitely. She has an increased defense buff. She has continuous heals on everybody and activates them instantly. Has a full cleanse and massive heal on top of that. And when booked, which admittedly don't have any books right now, but when booked, that's a 3-turn cooldown on all these skills, right? Now, only 8 books total, not too bad. Also has a really nice passive, adding continuous heal to champions, right? So she's really good for healing. Everybody knows, but if you're going to use with here, she's great in arena where she can honestly just like keep your champions alive forever, just constantly healing them, cleansing and healing, cleansing and healing. I'm interested to see how good she is in other places. Now, like in my main account, I don't use her that much. I use her in Ice Golem. She's amazing there. I pair her with Artak, and they pretty much duo it, right? Get through the waves, and then those two kind of handle the rest of it. But I don't really utilize her in a lot of other areas, which I'm interested to see how this works, because I think she's a top-tier champion for sure, but like A tier, not S tier, right? And when you have S tier champions, you use S tier champions. So I don't use her that much, but I'm really interested to see how I'm going to utilize her for this free-to-play. And if I can get her booked, which is obviously a big if, once I get her like equipped and leveled up and everything, I think she's going to be that incredible champion that's going to keep everybody on my team alive. Especially if you consider the fact that I have a champion in Wukong, Sun Wukong, that revives himself. If you have a champion like Wither that can keep everybody else alive, even if Wukong goes down, he's constantly going to have the opportunity to revive. So I might have an amazing arena defense. My offense might be trash, but my defense could be really top tier. And so, like, I think she's just huge. And, you know, one of the things I was complaining about is I don't have enough healing on this team. Don't really have any heal bots. And shout out to, I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but one of you guys commented that I do have a top tier speed boost champion on my account by the name of Doom Screech right here. And I totally slipped my mind. I didn't even think about him for that, but he basically has a, 30% turn meter fill for all allies with increased defense. When you combine that with Sun Wukong as the turn, it's like the aura provider. If I can get Doom Screech fast, basically to go first on my team with that aura, that's pretty good, 30% turn meter. That's basically like an arbiter right there. I can really go into my team. I could really go Doom Screech into somebody like Ugo to land decreased defense, into Wukong, and then have Wither at the end just keeping everybody alive in case things go wrong. I mean, the other option is go double nuker with Wukong. I could go with Alice, right? Reset everybody's cooldown. This is probably the way I would go, right? Lead with Doom Screech for the boost, Alice to reset cooldowns, and then we have Wukong here to kind of nuke the enemy, maybe strip buffs, depending on how I want to build it. And then, of course, we have Wither just to keep everybody alive. Even if Wither stays alive, that allows Wukong to come back and then finish off the enemy, hopefully, if things go wrong. There's a lot of options here. But the great part, getting Wither is massive, because that was the other thing I need. I'm like, I need a speed booster, need an ally protector, and I need a healer. And Wither is that healer, like just really top tier. That's a huge pull. Now, obviously, not my preferred champion, right? Like, she doesn't really bring anything else to the table. It's just healing. And the thing is, she's so good at it, that might be enough. But obviously, you know, there's going to be some caveats. Now, how am I going to build her? I mean, my ideal would actually be to use this curing set if I could. I'd love to use a curing set because then she's going to be great in places like Sand Devil, anywhere where you're going to be losing max HP. She's going to be really, really great. Hydra, she'll be a fantastic for that, keeping my team alive. I don't have great pieces. This is interesting with a resist chess piece. It's not my ideal right now. Like, obviously, I'm so low level. Resist is not something I really want to build. I don't generally focus on resist early, generally at all. But it is a good chess piece, so I just kind of put it on. But ideally, this will be HP gloves, speed boots, and just try to max my resistance, my HP, and my speed. That's kind of what I would go for. The leech on the A1 is interesting. I haven't really played around with that. I've never used accuracy on With Here before, so that's something that I should potentially look at. I don't think it probably is something I'm going to ignore, truth be told, but it is something to potentially look at down the road as well. But I mean, it's just such a huge come up, honestly, for my team. So what am I doing right now? I mean, this is the question, right? Let's look at these champions, right? I've got 3 legendaries, no books for them, 3 legendaries. I've got a few epics, and I got a couple rares that I'm kind of working on here. So what do I do? What do I focus on? I think the main thing is Taguar is absolutely somebody I'm keeping in my team. Absolutely. Like, so good. I'm glad I 6-starred him. Same thing with Kale. The next thing is who goes next, and I'm thinking it's probably going to be With Here. With Here, and this is why I think she's so good with Taguar. Now, hear me out on this. Taguar brings a small heal on this A2, right? It's not small. It's a 15% heal. That's not bad, but also brings increased speed. The big thing with Taguar is the increased speed buff and the AoE revive. Like, that's a double combo that's massively necessary. Okay, great. But what we're not getting is the healing. This is where With Here comes in. Not to mention brings an increased defense for everybody, help us survive, and just a ton of healing, and just as importantly, a cleanse, which I don't really have otherwise. So once it all comes down to it, we're talking With Here, we're talking Taguar. Those two make a great combo because I'm getting the healing, I'm getting the protection, and I'm getting the cleanse, and I'm getting the revive, and I'm getting the speed. I don't know what else you would ask for in a 2-champion combo. With those two, I don't really have to worry about surviving with anybody else. At some point, maybe I'd bring in an ally protector, but really, that's it. A decreased attack champion would be great, don't get me wrong. But that really frees me up to use the other 3 slots for whatever I need, whether that's poisons from Kale, raw damage from Wukong, or buff strips, or we're talking decreased defense from Ugo, or resets from Alice. I can really mix it up a lot, and that's really, really nice. So I'm very happy to get this champion. I think she's going to be huge for this account, and she's probably going to be my next 6-star. After that, we're probably going to be looking at Wukong or Alice. Maybe Alice, just because of the blessings that we're supposed to be getting at some point here. That could make her really, really valuable. I'd like to bring her into Arena at some point. And then last after that group will be Ugo. And if we get through all those champions, if I 6-star all 4 of those, in addition to the 2 I have, get them mastered, and we're still like, don't have anything else, that's when I go with Coffin Smasher. Till then, Coffin Smasher is basically a 5-star chicken masquerading as a champion I'm keeping. But I'm pretty hopeful that I'll get somebody better than him eventually, right? I should get somebody better than him at some point here. Some kind of decreased attack champion. I do want to try and get Doomscreech at least up to 4 stars, probably up to 5 stars. Again, will be a future chicken, but can fill some of the roles for me, at least initially in Arena, when we start hitting harder teams where like I'm not guaranteed to go first just by having a good aura. So yeah, I'm very happy with this. There's a lot. I mean, I do feel pairing With Here and Taguar just opens up a ton of possibilities for me in all sorts of areas of this game. I think I'm actually going to be able to progress in areas that I've really been struggling with, right? Like Spider 10, I've kind of been stuck at. Even the Alice dungeon, the new event dungeon, I've been stuck at level 10. And I've been getting great gear from there, but I want to get higher. I want to get 5 and 6-star gear, not 4 and 5-star gear. But I feel like that's going to be such a huge boon as far as advancing in all the dungeon stages. So I need to level her up. Right now she's level 25. I'm probably going to be doing some campaign stuff to level her up. I have introduced her into some of my basic teams. So I may also just be doing more event dungeons, try to get better gear. I do have a pretty severe lack of gear, and getting that pinpoint gear is pretty helpful, right? Getting those intercept stacks is nice. Not to mention the extra speed you get from it is really, really good early on. Plus, I can get curing sets from here, so like that might be good for her as well. Actually, curing, those are both really valuable this early in the game. So that's what I'm focused on right now. I just kind of want to give a quick update since I just had a terrible, I was like, look how bad I'm doing. And I was like, well, okay, maybe things are going to turn around. Only 2 weeks in. This is day 15 now. So there's still a lot of time to catch up. This is a marathon, not a sprint. My clan boss teams have been doing good. I should say I got top key for normal with 2 keys. That's pretty solid, right? It's not a lot, but I got it. Top key in easy with 1 key, right? You can see pretty good damage there, right? And on hard, I don't think I'm really doing anything as of yet, but yeah, 11 million, 2 keys, right? It's not too shabby. So yeah, so normal, I think I got top in 1 key. Is that right? Yeah, 1 key top in normal, 2 keys. I think, am I top? Yeah, I'm right at that. I'm right at the line. 2 keys on hard. So we're progressing slowly but surely. I do need to get to Ultra Nightmare. I need to get some Lego books. Like that's obviously something I'm going to need to get. I need to get those cooldowns for Wither. That's going to be pretty important. So yeah, till then it's a grind, but the grind is looking a lot better now. And all of a sudden we have a lot more focus. What I find really interesting about this though, usually obviously my main focus is clan boss. And still is really as far as progression goes. But what's interesting is the champions I have, whether we're talking Alice, Wukong, or Wither, all the legendaries, none of them are really clan boss champions, right? So I still have a lot to grind and a lot of new champions to get as far as that part goes, which I think is really interesting, and it's going to be a nice challenge. Usually these aren't as big of a challenge for me. I mean, it's a little bit of a challenge, right? But it's more of a race against time rather than a, how do I make this? Can I make this work? What other alternatives do I have to go down? So this is going to be interesting, whether I can get some champions that really, make me, I'm curious to see how creative I have to get to where I want to be, right? How fast can this road to Ultra Nightmare get me to Ultra Nightmare? We'll see. I think last time I did it in 60 days or right around there. So I don't think I'm going to beat that, but maybe I can get close. We'll see. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, we'll try to get some more of these, daily videos out to you. It is a challenge for me. I don't feel bad for me. That's not what I'm saying. It's just I'm trying. I'm working on it. It's going to be a little sporadic until I can really get my feet out under me. But hopefully that'll happen sooner than later. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. Until next we meet, I'm the Deadwood Jedi.